Okay, so I think I'm just gonna close this window. Can I? Nope. All right, peace out. Yeah, leave the site. Okay, so Rasa-X tested that. I wonder who started that. Was it me? I should find out whose this is because we don't need that running. It should not be. Let's start our. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Restart this. Get that going. Yeah, you do you. So I think what we need to do next is try the one-line install script, but this time we're going to try doing it with the, before we start the one-line install script, we're going to export some commands to, We'll export some variables so that when it starts, we will be able to see, let's see, Docker PS. Got permission. Oh. It will also start the action server. Well, it won't start the action server, but it will create an instance of the action server. Oh, is it Docker? Sudo Docker PS. Okay, so you can see that it's still running, and I want to stop it. So it is sudo docker stop eager underscore mestor. So no such container. Is that not? Okay, I could have sworn that was the name, but let's take a little peek. Entry point names equal restart. Port names is definitely the last one. That's the image. Maybe if I sweep. Maybe if I just, nope, tab complete doesn't work. EAGER MESTORF. EAGER underscore MESTORF. Okay, so it was just a typo. Excellent, and now nobody's running. Fantastic. Okay, so from here, let's add our, let's try something slightly different. So last time when we did this, we so it was correct. I thought it might not have been correct to do the Docker username image name. That was absolutely the correct thing to do. It is using Docker Hub. The thing that, sorry, I can't find my page with my Docker Hub on it anymore. The thing that we did was we put the tag in another variable, and I'm wondering if maybe we should just add the tag to the initial variable and leave the tag variable empty, and I think that should work, because I'm guessing what the tag variable does is it appends the tag to the name, and we can do that, and maybe that's where we had our problems coming in, perhaps. Who knows? A little sip of coffee. That's good coffee. Okay, so let's go back to our instructions for Rasa one step. Let's just go to the docs. I think that's going to be easiest. Rasa docs. CCS. There we go. Okay. I can just pull this up and we can go through it together. So we are looking for Rasa-X action server. Docker compose install crypt. All right, let's make you bigger. Docker compose install script. I think this is actually not the one that we are looking for because we are using the quick install. So this one. Here we go. So action server image, the image which runs your custom action server, and here is the tag. And I think what we will do is we will export the action server image and we'll just do the full name and see if that works. And maybe that was what was causing us problems last time. Or it could have been a typo. Possible. Oh, somebody had a problem recently where they were installing Rasa and they were having a really hard time of it, and it's because they were spelling Rasa with a Z. Totally understand. Would definitely do that. But obviously, very frustrating for them. All right. Copy. Paste. There we go. Okay. And then equal. I'm not going to do no space because that's how it is in the example. And then the specific Docker empty. Was it back here? Let's see. Docker Hub, dockerhub.com. I feel like we have good momentum here, and wow, I hope it works. Wow, I hope it works. And if it doesn't, and so I'm just copying and pasting from Docker Hub here, except that has tag name. And what we actually wanted to say is not underscore broken, not underscore broken. All right, fingers crossed. All right, so now we should have that good to go. I hope. Wow, I hope. And then the next thing what we want to do is we've got our install script, which is just, nope, here we go. Just a one-line script, and there we go. This one, just gonna copy that, and having this in the, having that information in the install script should mean that it works. That's what everyone I talked to said, so I'm full of hope. And I am actually going to scoot you over. Bye-bye. So it'll take about 8 minutes, and then it's gonna print out my password as plain text, and I'm just gonna hide that over there, where y'all can't see it. There we go. All right, so it's installing the embedded Kubernetes cluster. Fingers crossed. And right now it is storing, sorry, it's not storing nothing, it's deploying Rasa-X. So I am full of hope that this will work. Okay. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our code. So it's been a bit, and deploying Rasa-X. Sorry, let me just check that. That's 932. Okay, so about by 9:40 we should expect for it to be up. So I thought that something that could be helpful here is to just go through our action server and talk about everything that's in it, because at this point it's pretty, I'd say it's the most complex part of our assistant, and the majority of the work that we have done has been on getting the classifier up and running. The actual building of the conversational system part was pretty straightforward. And the taking the input and then doing machine learning on it was much less straightforward. So let's talk about all the things that we did. Plus, if this works, it'll be a nice little review. Oh, we did so much. So we're doing some typing annotation because that helps make things a little bit more stable. Things that we're using from the Rasa SDK, so we're using the default actions and the tracker. And something to note here is that for now the forms, so the way of collecting a bunch of information and answering a bunch of questions in order, is in the Rasa SDK. As of Rasa 2.0, which is in alpha right now, so it'll be a minute, you got some time. This will be part of Rasa open source instead, so it won't be part of the SDK it won't be part of the SDK library anymore. And then slot set, so this is just something that lets you manually set slots. JobLib, this is it's like pickling. This is something we're using to take a Python object and serialize it, so store it as a binary string and then read that binary string back in. And the big problem with this is that if we update anything, for example, for a security update, we're probably going to have to go back and retrain our model and re-serialize it so that the versions match. NumPy, numerical computing, linear algebra, matrices, pandas, data frames. So if you use R, pandas is just, I shouldn't say just, but it's basically a re-implementation of some of the core R functionality. Label encoder, so once our users are providing all of their text data, the classifier expects that text to be numbers. So the label encoder takes in the text and then converts it to like, oh, the answer pillbug is a 1, the answer blah blah is a 2, and so on and so forth. Scikit-learn neighbors, we're using k-nearest neighbors for our classifier because it's a very high dimensional space. And this should be pretty, oh wow, that was much faster than I expected. Okay, our assistant is ready. It's all deployed, and I'm, again, I don't want to accidentally show passwords anymore. So let me just save these for myself. Doing some stuff over here. Secrets. So we got part of the way through the imports and our Rasa server is up, so that's good. And I want... All right. Okay, so once your server's launched, you get a link to go check it out. And right now, it looks like it's working, but I'm also going to, one thing I'm going to add is I'm going to export kubeconfig to, okay, excellent. Oh, wait, no, I messed up. Sorry, I'm doing secret things in another window. So one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you export kubeconfig equals / etc / transfer / k3 / k3s.yaml. And I'll just let you use kubeconfig. So it would be good if I only did the exact thing that I wanted. I wonder if that was the problem that I had before, perhaps. And then k3s.yaml. All right, fantastic. So when I was saying, I wonder if that was the thing that I had done before. There we go. None of these things are secret. I wonder if the reason that I was having trouble working with my cluster is because when I ran the kubeconfig export, I took out that final k3s.yaml, possibly? It could be it. We'll find out. Okay, so our assistant is up and running. You want to see it? Ta-da! Okay, so this is Rasa-X instance. Zoom in real far. And I don't want to do that right now. So right now there's nothing in our assistant, right? If we look at model, we've got no trained model. If we look at like our training data, we don't have any training data. We don't have any stories, and that's because it is not actually connected to our assistant on GitHub. So I am gonna go through and do that. And some of that stuff is secret and some of that stuff is not. But if you're interested in how to do it, we did a what would you call that? Oh no. Okay, sorry. So when the stream disconnected, I wasn't seeing the chat anymore, and now I see a lot more chats. I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring any of y'all. Hi, Ravi. Enrique says, add user rtap into Docker groups. You don't need sudo. Needs them to reopen session. There's a bug in Rasa-X when run on Windows. Which OS are you using? So I am on Windows. And if you're having a bug with Rasa-X, I would say post about it in post a GitHub issue. We definitely know that Windows support is something where we need to improve, and we're actively working on it. So definitely post about that. Hello. No, disconnection problems. Yeah, that is unfortunately a feature of how the world is right now. Secret things. Action servers require when I want to run code, which is not available in the Rasa SDK. So the Rasa SDK doesn't build the action server, it provides the tools for you to do that, but actually running the server, you're going to need to use, I guess a lot of things are involved in running the server is what I was thinking about there. Let's connect this to a GitHub repository. Yes, please. And I think this might need to be secret, so I'm just gonna, just in case, you know. Yep, oh, glad I did that. There's the deploy key. If you're interested in where that goes, there is a video on processed where I don't use the secret stuff screen, but I do use something that is not being Git repo, but I do use something that is not public any longer, so it is okay for me to show you. Target branch name, I'm okay with master, and then I'm going to take the SSH key and I'm going to add it to my assistant, and that allows me to, when I make changes in my assistant, in my Rasa-X instance, that allows those two changes to be pushed back to my assistant. Version control. And I'm going to call this Rasa-X, and what is it, August 21st? August 21st. August 21. I don't know why I always put dates in deploy keys, but I do. Allow write access, good to go. Oh, gotta remember my password. One sec. Trying to mute my mic. Fantastic. Okay, I did remember it. And from here, we should be good to go. Should be good to go. Once you verify connection below. Verifying my connection, which means our assistant should be loading in if I did everything correct, which I'm pretty sure I did. We'll find out. It's verifying. And the reason I'm keeping the SSH key secret is because it would allow you to, use the repository. All right. All right. Repo connected. Success. Back to code. There we go. So our repository has been connected. Time to train a new model. Let's do it. Wow, I hope this works. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if it works? I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't. Mohammed says, do we need to have Rasa-X on local? It's feasible. Yeah, you can definitely have Rasa-X running locally. Oh, sorry. When it restarted, it turned off live chat, so I'm not seeing everybody. Still training. Training is done. See the new model. Let's use it. I'm excited. I hope it works. Make it active. I don't need that nudge right now. All right, moment of truth. So, talking to our bot. All right, I'm gonna start by saying hi. Oh, that's so much faster. So I will say one thing about using, I'll move myself over so you can see the conversation. One thing about using, so you know how whenever I'm running Rasa Shell on Windows, I'm like, oh, it's slow because of local mode. That's also going to affect you using Rasa-X. I should just figure out how to do it and put it in the video, so that people don't have the weird latency. This is going to be the thing that makes me sit down and figure it out. All right. I'm writing myself a note so that I remember how to do it. For install Rasa-X local figure out latency. I know like the steps to fix it are in some forum posts. I just haven't done it. Again, lazy. All right. Yes, I would love to take a quiz. Let me take a quiz. Let me take a quiz. Okay, so it didn't work. Well, so one thing we haven't done is we haven't included a values file. But my understanding was that we didn't need to. So values file is something that the Helm chart uses to figure out where your things is. And my understanding was that we didn't need to on account of adding it to the environment variables before we use the one-line install script. So just to talk about what happened, I was expecting to take a quiz and get some questions asked to me, and this is not what happened. So you can see that the actions triggered correctly, but because the action server wasn't running to actually start the quiz and use the form, it just went to the default values, which were none, and then it ran the detect dialect action, which is our classifier, and because there was no input data, the output was just none. So Mohammed says we need to have some specs or no. So you're asking how powerful the computer needs to be? Is how I'm understanding that question. So the Rasa-X specifications are the minimum, so you'd want at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. We recommend at least 50 gigabytes of memory or disk space open. For larger projects, 100 is going to be probably a little bit better. So, Okay, I'm just processing right now. I mean, like in my mind processing. Maybe we need to run the action server before we launch Rasa-X? Surely not. All right, let's try running the action server. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see if just running the action server in our cluster helps. I don't know why it would, but it might. Okay, so now our action endpoint is up and running. Localhost. So this is localhost on the VM, not localhost on my computer. And let's see if we can use that. I don't know why it wouldn't. Oh, keep scrolling down. Yes, I love quizzes. Please let me take the quiz. Okay, so that wasn't it either. I didn't think that was gonna be the thing that solved the problem. So do I need to specify a values file even if I'm not using a Helm chart and I'm just using the custom install or the quick install script? Oswaldo says Murphy. I'm assuming referring to Murphy's Law about things not everything going wrong that can go wrong. So I'm looking at the the last discussion I was having. So it is successfully building. Let's try. Let's try. First of all, I'm gonna open a new window and then console. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna try updating the. Maybe I was a fool to try and do the tag as part of the thing. So I think what I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna try updating the server, right? And I'm going to console.cloud.google. So I'm opening my GCP console again. Okay. So I'm just waiting for Chrome to work good. Enrique says, is the installation based on Helm today? So the one-line install script is a Helm chart. So it's using a Helm chart. I'm not touching it. I'm trying to avoid touching it as much as possible. But what we might end up having to do, which I'm going to admit I'm not thrilled about, what we might end up having to do is doing a full custom Helm install. I kind of know about Helm. I would say I'm not super comfortable with it, so that's gonna be a lot of work for me. But if that's what makes it work, then I guess that's what we'll have to do. But the action server should work, is the thing, right? Using this approach shouldn't not work. All right, so we got our console up and running. Let's, what is it? It's Docker PS? Oh, wait. Sudo Docker PS? And then what do you call it? Lucid Meitner. Meitner? Could be French. It's gonna move it up a little bit so my head's not in front of it. There we go. And then Docker stop LUCID-MEITNER. So we should be able to update our assistant, and first let's use sudo. I'm okay with running as root. It's fine. It stops me from doing stuff unintentionally. So the first thing, let's change our environment variables. Where was our? Enrique says, Q control, get pods, all O wide. Let's see the Rasa-X Docker image. Yeah, sure. Cube cuddle, get pods. Is that correct? Or is there space there? I'm gonna try just that and see what's in there. Unknown flag all. Well, let's just try get pods. I think that should work. All right, so we've got worker, production, app, Nginx, I guess. Redis, PostgreSQL, Rabbit, Rasa-X, and then event service. And what I don't see is my action server. It might be an app, possibly. Navendu says, things going wrong is the most I can relate to as a developer. You can do it. Thank you. Yep, the old guess and test. So, yeah, something's going funky. Let's see if I can find the Rasa action server pod name. Because it could be the app. It could be called Oh, legacy docs. This is not going to be helpful for me. Well, it might have the name of the pod. Oh, sorry. I'm just scrolling through a web page without telling you what I'm looking at. So this is, as you can see, it says legacy docs here. So this is going to be out of date, but I am hoping that it might have just the pod name somewhere. Nope. Volume mounts. Required services. NGX platform UI, which I'm pretty sure got renamed to Rasa-X. I don't know about the API. I don't know about Mongo. I'm guessing that Mongo we replaced with PostgreSQL. App Core and then NLU were both merged into Rasa. Wow, this is real out of date, huh? What this doesn't tell me is what app is. I'm guessing that. Don't know what it is. I'm guessing that our action server would be called something like action server though, or like dialect bot. I think that's what I called it. So, hi Raphael, welcome. Let's try Rasa, deploying your Rasa assistant. So let's try coming back here to the docs. There we go. This thing, we know, we're working on it. I say we like I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. But it is on the docket. Enrique says Rasa app should be the action server, but not your image if Helm is not yet upgraded. Oh, do I need to upgrade Helm? Can I do that with AppKit? Sorry, I'm still just looking through the docs. I'm gonna try redoing it from scratch because the test train balance. Nope, that's not actually the one that I wanted. Action server, let's try that. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for either. Oh, this might actually be helpful. Steps to update your action server. So this might be more in line with what we're doing now because we've got it installed. So now we're updating it. Just make that big. Okay. Integrated version control, which we are doing. Check. Committing changes. Yes. We make changes to your assistant Rasa-X. You can add changes to your Git server. Yes. If new changes were added to the remote branch, we were annotating. You'll only be able to push your servers to new branch. Yes. When you're ready. Okay. Actually, that was not helpful. Let's check back here. Oswaldo says, when things work on the first try, we normally celebrate with some beers. Yeah, or coffee in my case. If you use kube control and Helm, you shouldn't use Docker directly. Okay, that makes sense. Because the whole thing that Kubernetes is doing and a Helm chart is a set of instructions for a Kubernetes cluster. Sounds right to me. There's so many words to learn. So it's telling what, like, it's handling all the little Docker bits and how they work together. So we shouldn't touch the Docker things. So we like micromanaging, right? Gotta delegate. But we do know that the Docker container is working. So it looks like the problem is figuring out how to connect the Docker container to the Helm, the kube control Kubernetes cluster that we're using. Words. Okay. Server quick install. So let's make you small. Let's try updating the server and see if that works. Okay. So the action server image and then the action server tag. Actually, let's just try adding a tag and see if that helps. Maybe it's looking for that. ACTION SERVER underscore TAG. And it was not underscore BROKE. And not underscore broken was our specific tag. And let's see from there if we can, if we just run the one-line install script again, it should update the assistant. And maybe, listen, I'm being, ooh, okay. And then we need to add that E flag as well. So the original command was just sudo bash and then did not include the E flag. So I'm going to do that, open another window again, just in case, just in case secrets. All right, and all right, looks like the assistant is ready. So let's just try reloading real quick. All right, up and running. It'd be great if this just like fixed it. Did I already say hi? Ooh. Something's up. Something's different. For sure something's different. I don't know that it's better. We're getting fun new, oh, I see. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, what if I say yes here? Yeah, okay, excellent. So the reason we're getting a weird error here is that it asked me a question and I said hi and not yes or no. And so the default fallback action is because the Rasa core wasn't sure what to say next. And so then if I said yes in replying to the previous question, it told me my action server wasn't running. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so one other thing that we can do is we can try, so we exported, we exported we changed one environment variable, which was the action server tag, but I'm going to try changing the action server image as well, just in case, maybe this will fix it. Maybe it won't, but maybe it will. And if it does, we'll feel good and smart. And it was I believe dialect-quiz bot. Okay, I gotta make sure that I do it. Go to Docker Hub. What was it? So it was RC Tatman dialect-quiz, no underscores. For a second there, I was like, what if the problem is that I did not do the, okay. And then from here, we're going to do this again, and we'll see if that works, and hopefully it will. What if I wasn't supposed to have a dash and dialect quiz, but if that was the problem, okay, and it's restarted, so let's refresh this guy. If that was the problem, then my expectation is that when I tried testing it just using Docker, it wouldn't have run, right? Like if dash was an illegal character in the name. So I don't think that's the problem, but let's find out. So let's start by saying hi. Wouldn't it be great if this was the thing? It would be, huh? Something's up. Interesting. Oh, it's probably just going to take just a second to... Yeah, there we go. It took just a second to update as it was run. Sorry to understand. Oh. Yes. Would love to. All right, I'm not going to celebrate yet. I mean, you go do a quiz. Make sure it all works first. So I guess the thing that we did last time, I feel like we didn't do nothing different. What did we do last time that didn't work? So last time we set the image variable to be username image, and then we set the tag variable to be the tag. And then perhaps we didn't include the E flag when we updated the Docker, when we updated the Helm script. Or maybe you need to update again after you do it, so you need to update twice. Sometimes you have to run things multiple times. Oh, let's try that. Oh, y'all have been working on this for 6 months. I would love to share it with you. All right, let's take a quiz. What do you call the small bug? Technical crustacean. I call that a roly-poly. Oh, look. Oh. So form is the correct intent. Roly-poly is a thing. Yeah, I'd call that soda. Yeah, that's correct. I'd say all y'all ready to go. I will also say I haven't run this through with the correct working classifier with my own data, so I don't know what answers I'm going to get from this quiz. Caught and caught, those are different. Oh my god, I'm so excited. What do you call it when the ring is? I'll call that nothing. Okay. Oh, Call it a crawfish. Sorry, I'm just looking at the actions that are happening when other. Okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. So I was trying to figure out. So I don't call that nothing was not one of the options in the original multiple choice quiz. So I'm looking to see what the data validation did with it, and it called it other because it was too different from other answers, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we're looking for. I don't have a word for that. Rasa-X is so nice. It's so nice. Remember when we were doing this in the shell and it was awful? And I was like, I shouldn't be doing this in the shell. I should do it in Rasa-X. But then there was just setup involved. To have no word for this. Yep, excellent. That worked. I'd call that a sub, probably. Or maybe a hoagie. I think my mom calls it a hoagie. My dad calls it a dagwood. But for me, a dagwood has to have square bread. If it's long bread, it's not a dagwood. Well, I would go for a sandwich, but I don't have any bread right now. Or any fixins. What do you call a small road? I call that an access road. All right, what do you call rubber-soled athletic shoes? I'd say those are tennis shoes. You don't have to just play tennis in them. You can do whatever you want. Well, I guess not whatever you want, because if they're marking, you can't wear them in a gym that won't let you use marking shoes. That's a highway. As you can see, the data validation was like, oh, there should be an A in there, and it correctly matches it to the correct slot value. Fantastic. It's a yard sale. Yes. Enrique says, it worked with the environment variable too. Great. Yeah, I'm so excited. So that's rubbernecking. There we go. frosting, if you spread it, it's frosting. You can't really spread icing. Icing, you sort of like drizzle. Like there's icing on donuts. I wouldn't say it's a frosted donut. Unless you had like piped frosting on it. I guess sometimes people do that. Lawyer boy. Sorry, I'm so used to waiting for like the Windows localhost flag and not having it. It's so fast. What term do you use to refer to something that is diagonal from you at an intersection? I would say kitty corner. And you may notice that the slot names are the things that I say, and that's because I made the bot. Dang it. It's a firefly. Or a lightning bug. Like, I know what you mean, but I generally say firefly instead of lightning bug. That's a verge. Drive-through liquor store. That's a brew-through. That's very regional. That's a. I wouldn't even say all of Virginia because I don't think they say that in DC. Or like Nova. I think that's definitely like a Tidewater up into Piedmont thing. They probably wouldn't say that in the Appalachians either. So I think that's sort of a water fountain. It's a pretty localized feature. Here are your answers. Oh, that is what I say. Oh. So it's not working, right? What we should be getting there are 3 states. All right, so it did run the detect dialect option. And it uttered the dialect value, and the detect dialect action did not, in fact, detect no dialects. So that's a problem. What has caused this? Almost certainly it's an issue with the serialization. I will be shocked if it's an issue with anything else. So when we run the action server, or when we create a new version of the action server from the image, something about the versions is different enough from the versions that we were using locally to serialize our model that it's gone to crap. So that's a problem. But you know what? I'm gonna take my victories where I can get them. Turns out if you just follow the docs exactly, it works. And if you don't, it doesn't. Interesting that. So I think we're done futzing with Kubernetes for now, which is music to my ears. And we do have a new challenge to work on, and that is that our classifier is not working. I'm assuming the classifier isn't working. Yeah, that's a problem. So look at the conversations. Detect dialect was run, right? How we interactive learning? So all of our slots were filled. So that's not the issue. And even if they weren't, right? Even if our slots weren't filled, our classifier should be able to handle zeros, right? Because what we were getting before was the states that you would get if all of your answers were 0. So the thing that's not happening, the action is being requested and run, and the thing that's not happening is, I mean, starting with the so the data validation probably is, where are we going wrong? You know what, let me just try something real quick. What time is it? Yeah, it's fine. All right, let me just try something real quick. So, just to ensure that it is dialect quizbot, am I in the right directory? I am. Rasa run actions. This is going to be confusing. So I'm going to try running Rasa-X locally and just make sure that that is not the issue. You can do it. All right, there we go. And I am just gonna launch Rasa-X. Alright, so this one is the one that's on a server. This one is the one that's just on localhost. And I should have some trained models. Yep, there we go. That'll work. And this one should work. Right? So if this doesn't work, then I know that it's a problem between my classifier. If this doesn't work, I know that it's a problem with Rasa-X. If this does work, I know that it's a problem with something inside my action server. Yeah, I'd love to take a quiz. Please, please let me take a quiz. Yeah, okay, so this works, and I'm just gonna go through and do A for a bunch of them. Rachel, why is this one so much slower? It's that Windows localhost thing. Oh, it's saying it's a bot challenge. Interesting. But it's still, so even though the intent is classified incorrectly, because the way we set up the form, it's still taking the text. Mm-hmm. We're getting there. Got a couple more. And I think that probably maybe I just need to like make sure my requirements file is correct. Did I have versions in my requirements file? Ooh, that could be it. That could be it. Well, let me see if this works. Okay, we're getting there. We just have to think like 2 or 3 more maybe. Although I will say one big problem with the way that I'm collecting data now that I'm just realizing is if someone did have a bot challenge in the middle, okay, so it is, interesting. So this one is working. So you can see that this, the classifier ran, it detected Arkansas, Alabama, and Oregon as the top 3 states. I guess that is a very random assortment of answers. And then when the utter detect dialect value happened, it wasn't actually uttered, but it was detected. So it is not specifically our, it's not Rasa-X, right? It is something about specifically the environment in which our assistant is running in our cluster. So that's narrowed it down. Also, that's how you use Rasa-X locally on Windows. Background on this error. Oh, interesting. And we have a weird error. But that's not the same error that we're getting, so I'm not super worried about fixing it right now. Question for me is in the require. No, we do have versions. We do have versions here. Okay, so partial success. Partial success. Success, yes, we did in fact get our assistant up and running, and it is using the action server, which is what I said I was going to do and have said for like a week. No problems there. Problem, it's not running the classifier. Or rather, the classifier is being triggered, but it's not actually doing nothing, which is not ideal. We would like it to classify things and then tell us the things that it has classified. So that's what we're going to be working on next week. Although I will say, oh, we're so close. We're so close. We're really getting there, which is great, and I'm very delighted about. But we do have some more work to do. And once the classifier works, then I'll share it with y'all. I just don't want to share with you a bot that's like kind of works, you know? I want it to like actually do all the things that I want it to do. And then we'll work on improving it over time. So, yeah, bug to fix, definitely. But we fixed the biggest problem through the simplest way, which was just following the docs exactly and setting the environment variables exactly as the docs told us to set it, and it was working. So that's good. All right, so that's what we will do, I think, in the future. Enrique says, copy to interactive learning, and let's see. Yeah, we can do that. Do that next time. For now, I think I'm going to call it here. I've got a bunch of other stuff to do today. I got a lot of stuff to do. For now, I think we're going to call it a day. I will see y'all on Wednesday for the next installment of this project. Oh, we're getting so close. And on Thursday, we're going to be doing the new paper reading group, and we haven't picked the paper yet. So if you're interested in the audio sync. Oh, one sec. There we go. Sorry, I was using the wrong input. My apologies for the audio sync. It should be better now. If you want input on the paper that we read next time, it's on the YouTube community tab. So for Rasa, and there's just a little poll, and you just vote for the paper you want to read, and we'll read the one that has the most votes starting on Thursday. So, Enrique says return dispatcher message, perhaps. Yeah, possibly. All right. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. I hope this was informative. I feel like we definitely made progress, which is good, but still have some stuff to work out. And we will start working on that next Wednesday.